Hey guys, it's David. Welcome back to the Sundered Paradise. And guys, things are not good. They are not good. The contest finished, base building contest finished up. And, you know, I didn't expect that I was going to win it. But what shocked me and what I did not expect is that I would get the least amount of votes in the contest. That was actually something that I was like, whoa. Like I didn't expect to win. I thought Greenlight or Folks, one of the two was going to take it. They have awesome bases. If you haven't seen that video, you definitely got to check it out. The base tour video, amazing builds. Congratulations to both those guys. I think they're both of their bases were awesome. It was kind of a toss up. Which one I liked more, whether it's kind of the aesthetics of Folks's base versus the sort of functional sort of like production of Greenlight's base, kind of combined with being aesthetic as well. So it was almost like playing the game versus, pure beauty. And it's hard to say, but I think when you go in the end, especially when you're dealing with people that don't necessarily understand all the components of the game, that in the end, aesthetics is always going to be the one that wins out because that is the easiest thing to understand. You don't need to know a thing about the game to see something that looks good and appreciate the fact that it looks good. And that's really the area I think I went wrong with when participating in the sort of base building contest. As we go into Center Paris, it is presentation, and that's the theme of this video, presentation. It's something, probably I need to work on, not just with the Sundered Paradise, but with my life in general. I think, video games can reveal a lot about yourself if you let it. And that's, one place I think it definitely lacking is sort of my attention to presentation. So we walked in from this area. Here, my entrance to the Nether, which is probably the most detailed, complete section of my base is the actual entrance to the Nether, as far as like the details go. So you come in here, and it's just not impressive. Your first impression of the base is a lot of the stuff I've had from the start, like week one or two, the cow crusher, the house. I had the beehive and the farm here. Nothing about that was like super impressive. It's all very basic stuff. Uh, you have the mob farm, which looks pretty nice. I've actually added this in recently. Iron farm, but these kind of technical machines, for someone that hasn't played the game, they don't know, what they do. They don't know how useful they are or how strong they are in terms of gathering resources. And even for people that have done it, it's not impressive. You can find several different designs. Almost every base has, an iron farm, maybe some sort of a mob farm. So there's nothing super creative about it. And of course, I'll probably show a screenshot here, but I added in a lot of the stuff afterwards. The area just topside is just so flat that there just wasn't a lot in it. So it tends to look pretty boring. And the biggest mistake that I made is, so this is the big centerpiece of my base. It is the ravine here that I added all this color to. And from the bottom, I think it looks very impressive. I love the way it looks. I like the way this build turned out. I'm very happy with it. But my biggest mistake is I didn't do anything to help show this off. Like, there's not even a way to get down here unless you want to, like, jump into one of the waterfalls and just ride it down to the bottom. Like, imagine if instead of having the nether portal entrance at the top, if I were to put it at the bottom, you first come in and then boom, this is what you get hit by, your first impression. Because for some reason, just looking at it from the bottom, I don't know what it is, but you know, you're looking at it. If you look at it from the top here, like it just isn't as impressive. You know, you don't have that full view because you can't really like look down. And even when you're looking down, it just doesn't look as nice. But like from down here, though, looking up, I think it looks so much better. Of course, I really needed to remove this stupid thing. And it's just in such a good position to like hit the entire island, but the whole beacon pyramid just ruins the line, the skyline here, the whole view of the ravine. But man, it was such a missed opportunity. If I put that portal down here, you jump through it, boom, you're hit by the sort of grandeur of my colorful ravine. Of course, I mentioned the top side was a bit bare. I didn't really have any signs. A lot of this, was time constraints. I just ran out of time to build all this stuff in. I'm actually added this expanded the item sorter, but I didn't put any sort of signs into for people to see the item sorter. And really, I mean, someone that doesn't know Minecraft isn't going to like know or appreciate what this item sorter does. Like it's insanely useful. Probably the most useful thing on this entire island that I've built. But in terms of like saving me time, but what does, some guy just watching the video think about like an item sorter? That doesn't do him any good. So from the sort of aesthetics is just, again, it's easy to digest, and anyone can understand it. That you don't need to have technical knowledge, and that's what people are going to appreciate when it comes to a sort of a base video. Its aesthetics was what really mattered, and unfortunately, that is the main thing I overlooked here in terms of like not necessarily making something that looks nice, because the valley looks nice. It's just I didn't think of any way as far as to present it in a good light, giving it the best view. And that's the area that I just really screwed up on. And in terms of, by the way, props to a green light for the barbecue pork chops. No more fish. We've got chops. It's Rib City here at the Sundered Paradise. And in terms of like the features, like, if the main feature was going to be the ravine, like why didn't I have any sort of geography, or even if you were to come in from this area, why wasn't there any sort of features kind of like leading you down to the ravine? I mean, you kind of have like this, but this is nothing. You're almost kind of led down to the house itself. It's right in front of you. It's the most obvious kind of object as you come in. So you're sort of led to the house, and then maybe to the trading hall, but you're never really like, you don't even have like, your view's kind of blocked. You never have a really good view of the ravine. And again, there's literally no way to get down. Like there's this, which will take you to the kind of second level where a lot of my other farms are. This area is kind of plain. Again, I didn't have time for this, to mess with this, so I don't really care too much about that. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But not getting rid of this and not having a way to get down to this area. And really, I really think that the main thing I could have done was made the entrance here. And then just have a way to go up to my home. Like if this was the entrance, this is the first impression you get. And like as you climb up the stairs, you get to sort of see the colors. That would have been so much better. So much better. But hindsight's, 2020. And what can you do? What can you do? I just have to learn from it. That's really what it is, failure. You got to learn from it. And I've already kind of made some modifications here. Top side, I want to fill this in with something to make it more alive. Got, some raised farm beds. Got a path to kind of lead you to the different features of the Sundered Paradise. Got our dye farm. I'm going to leave that there. Grew some azalea bushes. The beach, it's hard to say, what to do with this, so I added some of these. Added some jungle trees. I need to move these up, but I think these kind of look good. as coconuts, you know. Kind of look like palm trees on the beach. Very nice. I like this. And, you know, I got a little, I need to put like a pot here that kind of look like a cup. You know, I got like a little like lounge. I'm thinking of putting like some carpet, you know, like some, to kind of look like a beach blanket. I think that'll look nice, but adding a little, like little accessories here to make things more lively. We had the plain old, villager breeder, and now, you know, I kind of modified it, added some bushes, some trees, a little more color. I wanted to do, you know, even before the contest ended, I wanted to make this more of a colorful on the top, and the top side color scheme was going to be green, yellow, blue, and purple. Though I do kind of like the kind of orange as well. I'm going to work that in too because I like the way it looks with the teal. But I wanted to make that sort of like the top side colors. So it's colorful on top, you know, it's colorful down in the valley. I think, you know, that'll look really nice. I really like how this kind of colors go together. So as far as like future plans, that's one of the things I'm going to do. Add a little more things to the top side. I'm even thinking like putting a feature here because I really need to do something with this blank spot. I'm almost thinking like making like a giant crystal coming up, almost to make it look like, you know, it's kind of what fractured caused this ravine. You know, how maybe have like some big veins coming out, like a purple crystal, kind of have some obsidian, like purple obsidian, you know, crying obsidian, kind of moving through it, like it's, you know, glowing. I think that might be really cool. So that's it, really, for my plans and my review of the sort of results of the base building. Like I said, kind of a little surprised, but by how, you know, poorly I did. But looking at it objectively, you know, because you get too familiar just playing this every day. You know, all this stuff is kind of built for me. You know, it's all the placement, even this house. You know, it's small. I really enjoy it because, like, I walk in here, boom, right here, I can get in my bed. Like, boom, my bed's right there. Leave it. You know, I got all of this right here, all of my tools. It's small, but it's so functional as far as like just playing the game and getting it done quickly. But when it comes to like people actually going around and viewing it, it's not so much. You know, it's kind of like, you know, sweatpants. You know, they're great, they're comfortable, but you know, when you go outside, people tend to judge you by how it looks. You know, kind of lazy, and you know, maybe that is one of the issues. And one thing, you know, that I really overlooked. You know, I didn't have a lot of time. Got kind of in a crunch at the end, but it really kind of killed a lot of the effort that I put into making this, due to the fact that I couldn't, you know, like put like an hour or two into thinking like, hey, how am I going to present all this work I'm doing in the best light possible? And you know, if you look down here, it was this, you know, putting the portal down here would have just been so much better, and removing the pyramid, so much better, so much more of a better view. You know, this was the view that I needed to show in order to, like, I don't know if that would have bumped me up any places, but I certainly would have done better if I could have shown this off instead of the top side, plain old, boring, flat area that you get when you first come in. So that's it for the video. Kind of a selfish, like, self-review video, but hopefully you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. I think, you know, overall, the theme is presentation, man. It's important. And unfortunately, I needed to learn that lesson. And, you know, hopefully in the future, I can do a better job, both with the base and even in these videos too, because that's another thing I really need to work on. I want to present these videos, you know, as attractively as possible. Think, you know, put more thought into how I do these things. So, guys, that's it. hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Who did you think? Were you surprised how the votes went? Who would won? To me, I'm not. But that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.